Hey guys, subscribe for daily content, and if you're shopping for gear, make sure you check out the description for the newest items at some of the very best online retailers. There's also links for some of the items that I personally recommend. Thanks! What's going on YouTube? Metal Complex here, and today I've got a little bit of show and tell for you guys. Not a review, really just an overview of a very rare variation of a Kunwu knife. This is the Kunwu Giga Padre. Holy moly, I've been wanting to get my hands on one of these for a long time. So Kunwu does periodically Giga versions of certain models. These are much more expensive. They are made out of much more premium materials or polished in a way that is different from their typical stuff. And they don't make very many. I've wanted one of these for, gosh, it's been over a year now. I finally got my hands on one. What I think is truly special about the Giga products, because the average person, like far and away, I mean, even like the average knife guy, is still not going to fork over what they want for this knife just because it's a lot of money for a knife. But when you compare what they are delivering with literally anything else, nobody else even really comes close to delivering. Artisan Cutlery does have some products that are made out of Damascus and Mirror S90V, which is the closest, but the execution, the overall, quality of execution and everything that you're getting, I think makes the Kunwu Giga products the least expensive, top tier luxury pocket knives that are out there. Everybody knows that if this exact item was made in the United States, it would be thousands and thousands of dollars, right? Even looking at offerings from CKF, who have their product, the vast majority of their stuff is manufactured in China, or at least the pieces are cut there. Sometimes they do some finish work in Slovakia. But even then, you're looking at hundreds of dollars more. This is really, truly impressive. I kind of thought I knew what to expect with a Giga, and looking at the pictures, I was like, yeah, these are beautiful. I really didn't actually fully understand. We're wearing a glove on one hand today because this is the hand that's most likely to put fingerprints on the surface, while this hand is only going to be touching the spine or internal areas that you wouldn't see. The whole idea is just to keep fingerprints off of it for your viewing pleasure and not because it is delicate. But this contoured piece of titanium Damascus I think it is the most vibrant piece of Damascus I've ever seen. I do not know where Sergio and company are sourcing this stuff. I don't know if it's some sort of anodization process. I don't know. I've seen a lot of beautiful Damascus. I own a lot of beautiful Damascus. I do not own something like this that does not look like it should exist on. It looks like a vibrance of color that I just have not seen before. It is absolutely stunning. And on top of that, and by the way, these are solid scales on both sides. We also have Damascus pivot collars. We have a Damascus backspacer and a Damascus pocket clip. And then you also have clad Sanmai mirror polished ZDP 189. I think they hit that at 66 to 66. It's right in there. It's where it's supposed to be. But you can just barely see that line there. Very, very cool. That is a true mirror, an absolutely true mirror. You can see my peekaboo. You can see my, that's lame, sorry. But yeah, it's true mirror. Thanks so much to my patrons for supporting me. Make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex, and make sure your notifications are turned on for the Metal Complex YouTube channel. I have reviewed the Padre. It is one of my favorite knives from Kunwu. I think it's easy to for people to come to the conclusion that it is their most popular knife. I think it's their most popular knife. Doesn't surprise me at all. Very, very cool overall profile. A lot of people point, to the CKF Rotten Evo, similar in blade shape, certainly similar to things like the Microtech Stitch, the Strider SNG or SMF. You could even say Spyderco Shaman. There's a lot of different knives that we kind of have a similar, like certain elements, similarities there. And Kunwu's doing their own thing with it. I like it. This knife, the base version of it, by the way, if you're wondering, is it a recommendable knife? Yes, it absolutely is. You can check out my review if you want, but I'll save you some time and just tell you it is a very recommendable product and very well priced, in my opinion. It'll be linked. I mean, all of these, the Padre. I keep wanting to say compadre. The Padre products and Kunwu knives in general will be listed down in the description. They're very good. But I think this makes for an exceptional Giga product. Now, to my knowledge, they have only done I think it started with the Chad, and that's just the obvious like meme. I mean, like he came up with doing the Giga Chad. Super cool. And then he decided to do the Giga Padre. I don't know if there's another one. We plan to do a Giga Excalibur. That doesn't quite roll off the tongue the same way as Giga Padre or Giga Chad, right? So I'm not sure exactly what we'll call it. We'll work the word Giga in there somehow. But we do plan to do that for sure, and that'll be really, really exciting. I think, for a lot of people, the question is before they buy something like this, like maybe you have handled the standard version of the Padre, and you're wondering, is it just the Padre, but like with special materials and polishing? Like, or does it actually feel different? It does feel different. This, I think they take completely and totally extra, like special measures within the pivot. It would not surprise me at all if each one of these is hand-tuned and assembled. I don't believe at all that this is simply, standard manufacturing process. Just make it out of these other materials. I mean, number one, these scales are contoured, and to my knowledge, the standard ones are not. I could be wrong about that. I actually own a couple. I should look. But everything feels just more crisp. The pivot action feels, Kunwu has really good action, but this feels incredibly like buttered glass. Just incredibly smooth there. The detent is a perfection. It's absolute perfection. Fit and finish all the way across the board is absolutely everything is absolute. Not that you shouldn't expect that from Kunwu anyway, but it is absolutely perfect. It really is, I think, probably the most satisfying knife at this price point, and for what you're paying, right? And that's if you like these crazy, super, ultra shiny, whatever materials. A lot of people don't like Damascus, and I think that's fine. It is factually a more expensive material to create than titanium, and then there's a lot of additional processes here. Obviously, this is titanium Damascus, so it's two different grades of titanium that anodize at different rates. They have to do the anodizing here. Some pretty intense anodizing going on, and then they have gone back and actually mirror polished the titanium. So it's nowhere close to the standard process. The amount of work and effort that went into this knife is factually substantially more than the standard Padre, so it's going to cost a lot more. The mirror polishing alone is just going to be absolutely ridiculous. On top of that, they're using super premium ZDP 189 steel. This particular one comes in at $819. And, I have some of those special project artisan cutlery knives that were like, $700 to $800, something in there, $700 to $800. And those are really, really nice. They are. S90V mirror polished is going to be a less expensive overall thing than a clad ZDP 189 that is mirror polished. The ZDP 189 will definitely be more expensive. You're also getting way more of it. I would say there's probably 2 artisan cutlery blades within this one piece of material here, as far as the ones that I've picked up from those groups. The titanium Damascus is hands down superior. Both, at least in terms of how they finished it and how it looks, like the anodizing. I think this is absolutely superior. I think it just looks better. I think, we've got like lots of little itty bitty teeny, little, like all the little layers in there. It's beautiful, but everything is so crisp. I very much doubt that wherever they're getting this stuff or wherever it's being made is the same place as a lot of the other Damascus that we see on the market. If you look at a lot of Damascus, you look a lot at listings, right? And it's totally possible that it is the same and they've just found some special way to anodize it to make it look different, right? But I see a lot of the same, like predominantly blue Damascus, and somebody has figured out how to manufacture this stuff and like mass produce it, and it is everywhere. Lots of, like some of the stuff, it's not only artisan cutlery, but we also see it from Concept, sometimes Kaiser. We see a lot of these big chunks of this seemingly the exact same Damascus being laid into knives, and it's nowhere near as expensive as it used to be. But I would venture to guess that this comes from somewhere else, and obviously the processes are completely different. The end result is incredibly, incredibly satisfying. The edge is absolutely sharp. It is not just for show. If you wanted to use this knife, you could. I don't know that many people would, considering these are very, very rare. And I doubt that he'll ever make these in like huge quantities. They'll probably always, I don't think he can. I think that these are the types of knives that simply have to be made in smaller batches, right? So I don't know if he does like 5 at a time or maybe even 10 at a time. It's probably somewhere in there. And then I believe that these are in some way serialized. I don't know if it's within the frame or what, but it doesn't actually say on the card here. But I would venture to guess that there's some sort of numbering system for these. Just an absolutely spectacular product. And back to the pricing, $819 obviously is a lot of money for a pocket knife, and very few people that are interested in knives are going to be beating down a door to pay $819 for this. But this isn't made for everybody. In fact, it's made for hardly anyone. But the people that who it is made for, I think, will absolutely drool over this, not just because of how it looks, but because it is priced so much less expensive than pretty much anybody else. The delivery here, and it's on theme for Kunwu. This is what they do. They definitely are looking at what is normally offered within these parameters, whether it's their Ironfly budget stuff, their standard. I think they really shine. Usually a lot of companies are shining better in their budget territory. I think Kunwu is shining best in their premium side, sort of like in between the budget and this Giga stuff. There's stuff that ranges anywhere from 200 to 350, right? That territory, they seem to be competing like top tier for delivery. And they're also incredibly high performance objects. Here's the thing. This is a super pretty knife, and obviously the problem with it is it's going to be really, really slippery, right? Especially if you're wearing a glove like this. But as far as the standard one goes, the design itself, in my opinion, the textured titanium is the best. Yeah. The ergonomic lines, the jimping, the blade profile, heat treatment, all of that, absolutely wonderful and incredibly utilitarian profile. So this is just taking, obviously one of their most popular, if not their most popular products, and making an ultra version out of it. And instead of charging $1,000, $1,200, which I'm going to be honest with you guys, and a lot of people say, don't say that, they're going to charge more for it. No, they won't. And not the only way that happens is by force, right? Not something that's going to change. Kunwu has had a mission for a long time to stay hyper competitive and to offer whatever it is that they're offering for reasonable price. There's still going to be people going, that why don't they only charge $200 for that then, or $100? Because they can't. People get this idea in their head, and if you dig at it, if you converse with them, you will get to the point in the conversation where you realize that it is the reason that they think that way is completely emotional. There's no actual knowledge. It is emotional guesswork every single time. There will never be any experience associated, right, or inside information or any type of like true understanding of what goes into stuff like this. It's always just because I feel that way, right? But there's always going to be people thinking that companies like Kunwu can make this stuff and sell it for $100 to $200. They cannot. They cannot. There is markup in this, obviously, because they have to cover, the cost of creation. You have to cover the cost of like all the equipment, right? There's lots of people who work in the OEM, and then they have to make a profit, obviously, because they're a business and not a charity, right? So of course there's going to be some markup. But the fact that really, like that's how you can tell like who's fighting the hardest, who's giving up the majority of their profits, is when you compare this stuff with everything else that is available, utilizing the same or similar materials, made in the same country, right? And with the same polishes, finishes, and general, range of quality. When you compare exactly these, I'm not saying with knife, right? I'm not saying compare this with a buck 110 and the buck 110 is a better deal. Well, that's not what I'm saying. You have to aggressively miss the point if that's what you're going to compare to. We compare apples to apples. And apples to apples, this makes everything else in the same territory look like a joke. Yes, it has elements that don't that cost substantially more and don't add to anything related to utility. This is embellishment. It's obviously meant to cater towards collectors. It's functional art. In fact, it's less functional than the standard version of the knife, just in terms of it's kind of hard to hang on to, and you're probably constantly going to be like, oh, I don't want to get smudged on it. Right. But it's not like this end of the knife community, the enthusiast knife community, collectors and stuff. It's not like this is new. If you're new to the knife world and you're seeing something like this for the first time, stuff like this has been around for decades. Decades. The community has always been massive. It's not a new thing. But anyways, when you compare apples to apples, yeah, this is far. You're not going to find exactly this for less money anywhere. You're not going to find exactly this. You might find knives that have really high polishes made out of nice blade steels that have Timascus, or the frame is made from Timascus, for slightly less, but it will fall short of what this is, how this was executed. It won't feel as good. It won't look as good. It'll be smaller. Scales won't quite have the same sheen or color. It's one of those things where you can tell one had more love and care put into it. One had more effort. This is top tier effort from an extremely capable company. And it shows. The fact that they are only charging $819 for it, I think is super commendable. Because this is the God's honest truth. I think if Kunwu decided to put a $1,000 price tag on this knife, they would sell just as fast. For those who want these, who drool over them, because they always sell. These Giga versions of these knives always sell. They would pay that money for this knife. That's what I think. I think $819 is completely fair. But if you're just a regular Joe looking for a regular pocket knife, well, my God, no. Buy yourself a regular pocket knife. You can get great pocket knives for less than $40 these days. If you are a collector, you're okay with Chinese manufacturing, and you're looking for something that's got this, these crazy materials, this incredibly high polish and execution. If you're in that territory, you just don't want to spend multiple thousands, which usually is going to be the case. This is your best bet. This is your best cost to quality ratio, I think. I am overjoyed to have a knife like this in my collection. This is a top tier case knife, and it's going to remain there in perfect condition for as long as I exist. I love it. I think it's incredible. I think if you are considering picking yourself up or hunting down a Giga, it's gonna be a hunt. But if you're considering hunting one down, it will absolutely be satisfying. It's absolutely worth it. For everybody else, this is fun. It's eye candy. I know that most of my subscribers watch my channel, and when stuff like this pops up and it's not a regular knife, I think a lot of you are just watching it to just general curiosity or entertainment, which I think is completely and totally fine. Right? Like I said, the vast majority of people are not, realistically going to be interested in stuff like this. So really, I'm mainly speaking to the potential future buyers of stuff like this. Buy with confidence. It's truly masterful work. It's absolutely incredible. The look is just crazy. I just cannot get over the vibrance of this Timascus. It's just crazy. All right. That's going to be it. This was fun. Hope you guys enjoyed. Please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you'd like to check out my other content, I do, of course, have lots of videos of knives that are either expensive or inexpensive that I do or don't like, so check those out. And if you enjoy all my content, go ahead and click on that Metal Complex logo right there and subscribe, because there's definitely more coming. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and have a great day.